Welcome back again. Today we're going to speak about utility and what it is. So we're going to start by explaining the concept of bundle of goods. So a bundle of goods would be a combination of two goods. So we're going to call them X and Y. So imagine X could be a piece of cloth, while Y could be shoes. So basically what we have is that these two together, they form the concept of utility. So utility is equal to X, Y, meaning that if you have 3 of X and 1 of Y, you'll get a certain utility. While you get 1 of X and 3 of Y, you will get a different utility. Now, what is utility? Utility itself, it can be described as the level of satisfaction that one gets from a bundle of goods. So, this utility can be represented graphically very easily, and this is done through an indifference curve. Utility can be represented through the utility function. So imagine we set up this axis, where Y is one good and X is another good. Now in this graph, we have all of these points are different combinations, different bundles of good. So for example, here you have a bundle of good where you have 1 of X and 3 of Y. While here you would have another bundle, it would be 5 of X and 2 of Y, for example. So all these bundles here, what they represent, all these bundles have different utilities depending on the utility function. However, different bundles have the same utility. This is through this utility function. So you see here is that this point here, A, while this point here, B. So utility at A and utility at B is equal. So basically, whether you buy this or this, you will get the same satisfaction. Now, what do we see here? What we see is that the further away this utility function moves from here, the higher the utility will be. So this is the concept of utility and indifference curves. So indifference curves are these lines here where both points have the same where all points have the same utility. However, imagine you have a point C here. So utility of A is smaller than utility of C. So this is the concept of utility and the utility function. So now we're going to present the marginal rate of substitution. So the marginal rate of substitution is how much of a good you're willing to give in order to get another one within the same indifference curve. So imagine we have once again Y and X, and we have this indifference curve right here. So what we see is that at this point here, we have a lot of Y, let's say 10, and not much X. While here, we have a lot of X without not much Y. Let's see if this is 10, and this is 1. In this case, consumers will tend to go more towards the middle because they want to have more of both things. This is the marginal rate of substitution, and basically how this is calculated is through this function. The marginal rate of substitution of X, Y is equal to marginal utility of X, of Y, divided by marginal utility of X, which is equal to utility prime of Y divided by utility prime of X. So this is how you calculate. So it's how much you're willing to give up of good X for Y. Now, obviously, consumers will want to take the most optimal option because obviously they want to have the most satisfaction. However, consumers have limits in their spending capacity. So what happens here? Basically, what you have is that there's a budget line that limits how much consumer can buy. So imagine we have X amounts and Y amounts. And imagine that a consumer's budget line would be something like y equals 2x plus 2. So what we see is a 0.3 here, minus 2x, sorry. So let's imagine that at 0.3 here, this is going to go down, and everything here are bundles that the consumer can buy, and everything over this, it's bundles that the consumer can't buy. So the formula will always be given like this, and you will always have to draw it out. And basically what you need to find here, in order to maximize your utility, you need to find the utility function that is tangent to the budget line. So it crosses the budget line at one single point. Here, utility is maximized. So for example, if you take all the other utility functions before this one will have less utility than this point right here, while this one would have more utility than this point, but it's over our budget line, therefore we can't use it. So that's a quick class on utility and budget line, and yeah, see you next class.